He vanished into the Black Star for one mission. One scream later, silence. But 6 weeks on, something crashes back to Earth, wearing Hulk's body like a suit. It looks like him, talks like him, even rages like him. But Banner's voice is missing, his soul gone, and when Thor calls him brother, he grins. Because whatever this thing is, it remembers nothing of Midgard. But it remembers pain, and it wants to share it. With the Avengers first, the Black Star was never supposed to be a death sentence. Banner had calculated the gravitational fluctuations. Start back the math. Even Strange reluctantly approved the jump coordinates. A threat had been detected in the gamma range, alien unstable, pulsing with the same energy that once birthed the Hulk. It had to be investigated, so Hulk went alone. "I'll be back in 2 hours," he growled, smashing his fist to his palm. "If I'm not, wait longer." That was 6 weeks ago. Now the thing that lands in the Nevada desert comes screaming through the sky like a meteor on fire, splitting clouds with a red glowing contrail, punching a crater deep into the sand. Military satellites catch it first, then NASA, then Wakandan sensors. By the time Carol Danvers reaches the impact zone, it's already walking out of the crater, naked, burnt, steaming with raw gamma. "Hulk," she says, floating down cautiously, eyes narrowed. The figure turns. 7-foot frame, emerald skin, torn musculature like it's barely holding shape. But it's the eyes that stop her. Not rage, not confusion. Something else. Something hollow. "Carol?" It says her name like it's tasting the sound. "You okay?" She hovers closer. "Where's Banner?" It cocks its head. "Banner?" For a split second, the thing trembles like it's remembering pain. Then its chest expands unnaturally. Bones cracking, veins popping green lightning. Its arms twist into claws for half a breath, then return to fists. "I came back," it whispers. Then it smiles, and the ground under Carol explodes. She rockets back, slamming into a dune, fists up. Okay, that's not Banner. The thing that looks like Hulk leaps into the air with impossible speed. One punch nearly crushes her shield. Another blow sends her flying through 3 sand mounds. Shield satellites lose visuals. Then the Avengers respond. At Stark Tower, the alert pings red. Visuals confirm Hulk, but not acting like Hulk. Friday warns. "Impossible," Tony mutters, slipping into the Iron Man suit. "If it's gamma-powered, I need eyes on it." Beside him, Thor grabs Stormbreaker, his jaw tightening. I felt something shift in the 9 realms when that thing returned. Hulk may have died, but whatever walks now feels like a forgotten god. Rhodey arms up. "We going in heavy?" Tony nods. "We going smart. This might be Banner in trauma." Thor's eyes flash. And if it isn't, Tony doesn't answer. He just locks his helmet in place. They find Carol 30 minutes later, bloodied, half-conscious, floating in a field of glass sand. "Whatever that is," she groans, "it's not confused. It's hunting." "Hunting what?" Rhodey asks. She wipes blood from her lip. "Us." In Wakanda, Shuri studies the crash data. "This gamma signature is warped," she frowns. "It's not fluctuating. It's feeding off something. Something ancient." "Can we trace it?" Sam asks. "No," she replies, "because it's not emitting like normal gamma. It's absorbing everything. Heat, radiation, sound, even light." Black Panther steps forward. "Then it is a weapon." Shuri nods. "Or a prison." Meanwhile, in a small town outside Phoenix, the Hulk, what used to be Hulk, walks barefoot through the desert dust, leaving a trail of scorched footprints. He stops at a billboard that reads, "Welcome home, soldier." He stares at it. Then the skin on his back splits momentarily. For just a second, beneath the green, something black pulses. It writhes. It screams without sound. He exhales slowly, and the skin reseals. Children watching from a nearby hill run screaming. He doesn't chase. He just looks up at the sun, confused, angry, empty. Back at Avengers HQ, Strange arrives uninvited. "He should have let me go to the Black Star," he says coldly. "And risk a sorcerer getting corrupted?" Stark replies, "No thanks." Strange slams a glowing hand on the table. "That wasn't a star. It was a prison, a celestial one. And you sent the most unstable vessel we had, Hulk." Rhodey frowns. "You saying Hulk got possessed?" "I'm saying Hulk got unmade, and something else rebuilt him using his skin." Thor's grip tightens on Stormbreaker. "Then we send him back." "No," Strange says, "because what came back didn't escape." Tony narrows his eyes. "Then what?" Strange's voice drops. "It was released. That night, the thing wearing Hulk's body walks into a truck stop diner. It sits in a booth, orders nothing, just stares at the fluorescent lights like they're stars. The waitress walks over nervously. You okay, big guy? He doesn't answer. Behind him, a trucker's phone camera clicks. The flash triggers something. His head twitches. Then he turns slowly, sees the phone. In less than a second, he's across the room. The trucker is a smear of red on the wall. The phone is ash. The waitress screams. Then he speaks. Don't look at me. Tony watches the diner footage in silence. One frame at a time, eyes frozen on the last image, when Hulk turns to the camera. Because there just behind his green iris is something black moving, crawling, smiling. Thor turns away. That is not our friend. No, Tony agrees. And if we're not careful, Strange adds, it might become our god. It walked through fire without flinching. Miles away, the Arizona police scrambled to seal off the diner. But by the time tactical teams arrived, the place was empty, except for cracked tile, a shattered window, and one word scratched into the glass by a single claw. Remember. What were they supposed to remember? Tony didn't care about the message. He cared about the silence. No heart monitor. No gamma pulse fluctuations. No banner. Just something else, a flat line in the shape of a monster. At the edge of the Grand Canyon, the creature stood motionless, watching sunrise split the sky. It closed its eyes and tilted its head, listening. Faint voices, laughing children, barking dogs, human things. Then slowly it clenched both fists, cracking the rocks beneath its feet. The sun hid its face, and for just a flicker, something behind its eyes moved again. Like a second set of eyelids blinked. And then it spoke. I am not alone. In Avengers Tower, Thor slammed his fist through a reinforced wall. Why did we let him go alone? Tony didn't answer. He was running heat maps, seismic trails, satellite footage. Anything to predict the creature's direction. It's going east, Shuri said, appearing through the hollow link. Not towards civilization, towards isolation. Like it's searching. For what? Sam asked. For whoever sent it back, Strange replied. Tony paused. You're saying it didn't escape again. It was returned again. Strange nodded. Returned unfinished. They found the first dead town 3 hours later. Population 912. Now 0. Not a soul. No blood. No screaming. No panic. Just clothes. Abandoned cars. Radio still playing. Like everyone had been erased in mid-breath. On a wall outside the school gym, a message was burned in char. We feel you. Below it, a spiral symbol drawn in ash, pulsing faintly with green. It wasn't a warning. It was a beacon. The creature sat beneath a radio tower, legs crossed, humming softly. The hum wasn't Hulk's voice. It was deeper, older. Inside his chest, something rippled beneath his skin, pressing against ribs that weren't his, like someone knocking from the inside. He stopped humming. A crow landed on the wire above. He looked up at it, smiling. The crow's eyes turned black. It didn't move. Then it exploded mid-air into a mist of black feathers and flame. The creature licked one floating ember as it drifted down. Taste of fear, it said. Back at tower, Vision's data projection flickered. He was running old Hulk data against the new field intel. This isn't a personality break, Vision said. This is anatomical possession. Possession? Stark asked. Like demon stuff? Not quite, Vision replied. More like hijacking a living biological weapon and piloting it with synthetic consciousness. Is it still gamma-powered? Sam asked. Vision paused. No, it's something new. What is it running on then? Vision turned slowly. Memory. The creature arrived at a rundown motel just past dusk. The neon sign flickered. Open. It entered. The man at the counter didn't even look up. Rooms 50. Cash or card. The creature said nothing. Then it placed something on the counter. The man blinked. It was a watch. Old. Familiar. Banner's watch. That's real old, the man muttered, reaching for it. The creature's hand covered his in a flash. It leaned in, speaking low. Tell me what time it is. The man, confused, looked at the broken watch. It's not working. The creature's eyes darkened. No, it whispered. Tell me what time it feels like. The man didn't answer. By the time the cops arrived, the motel was empty, and the front desk was gone. Not destroyed. Gone. Atomized into powder that hummed with green light. Tony hovered over the satellite footage. Why time? Why memory? Why symbols? Strange answered first. The black star is not a star. It's a mind, a celestial cortex. You're saying Hulk was inside a brain? Yes. And when he left, fragments of it left with him. And now, Strange swallowed. Now it's remembering. That night, the creature walked into a cemetery. stopped at a gravestone. Kneeling, it ran its hand across the name, Elizabeth Ross. Not Betty's grave, but someone who shared the name. Still, it stared for minutes, then whispered, "I remember, love." Suddenly, something within him twitched. A spasm, a burst of green mist from his pores. His skin bubbled like it wanted to crawl off. Then he stood, looked at the moon. "No more love," he said. "Just echoes." He punched the grave, obliterating it, then screamed, not with rage, with loss. Back at Tower, Carol Danvers slammed her fist on the table. "You're all sitting here watching him. We need to stop him." "Stop him with what?" Stark asked. "He's not Hulk anymore, but he is more dangerous." "Then we send everything," she growled. "Not yet," Thor said. "There is something left in him, something trying to claw back." "You think Banner's alive in there?" Sam asked. Thor nodded. "I felt him, faint, like a ghost in a god's cage." Tony looked up. "Then we don't kill him yet." Strange turned. "Then what do we do?" Tony narrowed his eyes. "We remind him." "Remind him of what?" Tony smiled coldly. "Who he used to be." Across the desert, the creature stopped walking. Eyes narrowing, he heard the Quinjet approaching. Stark's arc reactor hum. Thor's lightning bleeding through the sky. Carol charging with photon fists. It exhaled, "Come," then muttered, "Let them come." Inside him, the thing moved again, and smiled. The desert cracked beneath their landing. Carol hit the sand first, glowing like a supernova. Thor followed, lightning splitting the sky behind him. Then Iron Man, boots flaring, HUD lit up with threat analysis screaming in red. At the center of the dead valley stood the creature. Still, silent, waiting. The body was Hulk. The eyes weren't. "Banner," Tony called out. "If you're in there, we're here to help." No response. "Don't make us do this," Carol added. "We'll take you down if we have to." The creature finally moved, tilted its head, smiled, then said, "Banner?" "Banner is asleep, and I am what he dreamt about when the pain got too loud." Before any of them could blink, it moved. Carol took the hit first, a sonic clap that turned her midair flight into a spiraling crash. She cratered into the ground 50 feet away. Iron Man locked on, missiles firing in rapid succession. Every blast hit, but the smoke cleared to nothing. He was gone. "Where is he?" Thor didn't finish. The creature landed behind him, grabbed him by the throat, and threw him into the sky. So fast the clouds shattered around his exit trail. Tony barely managed to get his shield up before the next hit landed. It still crushed his left repulsor, bending the suit's arm backward like tinfoil. "You're not Hulk," Tony spat through gritted teeth. The creature leaned in, voice like thunder on gravel. "No, I am what watches him scream in his sleep." Then it tossed him like garbage across the valley. Inside the Quinjet, Rhodey watched the fight unravel on multiple screens. "I'm going in." "No," said Shuri, voice sharp in his earpiece. "We need time. I've almost got a lock on the neural signal we picked up near that graveyard. Banner's consciousness is somewhere inside that thing." "How long?" Rhodey asked. 3 minutes. "You got one." He launched. Below, Thor crashed back to Earth like a meteor. Stormbreaker hit his hand midair, spinning with fury. He charged. This time he didn't speak. This time he struck first. The lightning hit the creature dead on, turning the sand beneath them to glass, splitting the air with godfire. The creature stumbled, then laughed. It grabbed Stormbreaker mid-swing. Sparks danced across its arm like embers. "You think thunder frightens me?" it hissed. "I've walked the nerve paths of stars. I've slept in the silence between black holes." Then it headbutted Thor hard enough to shatter his helmet. Rhodey fired from above. Kinetic blasts, EMP disruptors, a gamma nullifier Shuri cooked up in 3 hours. It hit the creature square in the spine, and for the first time, it screamed, not just in pain, in fear. It collapsed to one knee, eyes wide. Inside its chest, something pulsed black, then green, then black again. Tony's voice cracked over comms. "Rhodey, do not let up." But Rhodey had already dropped, landing 10 feet away, blasters locked. "Banner," he called. "If you're still alive in there, give me something. Blink, breathe, twitch your pinky." The creature looked up and whispered, "Help me." Rhodey's hands lowered. Then the creature lunged. The wind screamed as it tackled War Machine midair, slamming him into a boulder, crushing his jetpack and tearing the blaster from his gauntlet. Then, pinning him, it whispered again. I lied. It raised its fist, glowing with gamma black fire. And that's when lightning stabbed down from the heavens. Not Thor's. Strange's. A rune circle exploded beneath the creature, sending it flying back, snarling. Enough, Strange said, cape swirling in the desert heat. I've been inside mines darker than this, but yours stinks of ancient rot. He raised both hands. Reality cracked. Time folded inward, and Strange stepped into the creature's mind. Inside it was chaos, a twisting maze of fire, memory, and bones. The Black Star wasn't a place. It was alive inside this thing, breathing, feeding, rewriting. Strange floated through flickering visions, Banner screaming, Hulk roaring, planets burning, stars bleeding. Then he saw it, a cell in the center of it all. Inside, curled up like a dying animal, was Banner. Bruised, broken, crying. Bruce, Strange whispered. Banner looked up. No, you can't, it hears you. Suddenly the walls bent inward. Black tendrils shot out, shrieking. Strange barely escaped. Back in the real world, he gasped, bleeding from a nose. It's worse than I thought, he choked. It's not just inside him. It is him. Carol returned, limping, glowing, pissed off. You done meditating? She snapped. Strange wiped his blood. Almost. Tony crawled back into the fray, one arm sparking. Plan. Strange pointed to Rhodey's broken blaster. Shuri's device worked. We hit him again, harder. Then I go back in, this time with help. Thor grinned, already charging. I'll clear the way. No, Strange said. You'll hold the line. Carol floated up. Then I'm going in with you. Strange nodded. You're powered by a star. Let's go steal a mine from one. Together they struck. Thor bought the seconds. Rhodey baited the swing. Tony blasted the weak point. Carol hit him dead in the spine again, this time with Strange spell etched into her fists. And for one brief moment, the creature dropped. Eyes blank, body still. The spell circle opened, and Strange and Carol stepped inside the storm of its soul. This time, they didn't find Banner in a cage. They found him in a war zone, fighting shadows shaped like his guilt. One looked like Natasha, another Betty, another Tony's corpse. Bruce, Carol shouted. He turned, shaking, covered in scars that shouldn't exist. It doesn't want to let me go, he whispered. Strange raised his hands. Then we make it. Behind them, the tendrils rose again, bigger, sharper. Carol screamed and unleashed a photon blast that split the sky of this memory. Strange focused the spell. Bruce reach. Banner did. And the moment their hands touched, the entire mind exploded. Outside, the creature arched backward, roaring in rage, green and black light shooting from its mouth and eyes. Then, it collapsed. Tony rushed forward, weapon ready. But it didn't move. It didn't breathe. The earth held its breath. Then, its hand twitched. Eyes open. No shadow inside. Just one voice. Tony? Tony's knees nearly buckled. Bruce? The eyes filled with tears. Help me. I don't know what it did to me. I don't know if it's gone. Everyone froze, because deep inside that voice, something else was breathing. The silence didn't feel real. Bruce sat in the sand, half naked, shivering in the heat. His skin still glowed faintly green, cracked with thin black veins that pulsed like something buried wasn't done yet. Around him, the Avengers circled, cautious, weapons half lowered. Tony knelt first. Bruce, if that's really you, blink twice and don't punch me. Bruce exhaled. It's me, for now. Carol hovered close, scanning him with Stark's portable gamma sensor. The black veins are still active. Bruce nodded slowly. It's not just residue. It's a presence. Like it's asleep, waiting for me to let my guard down. Strange stepped forward. What exactly happened in the Black Star? Bruce looked up, eyes glass. I didn't find it. It found me. The star, it's not a sun, it's a trap. A psychic snare left behind by something ancient. It doesn't kill. It consumes identity, rewrites purpose. And it used you as a delivery system, Thor growled. No, Bruce said, voice shaking. It used Hulk. I tried to hold it back. But the rage made him perfect. He absorbed the voice without even realizing it wasn't his. Tony stood, looking away. And now, Bruce's hands trembled. I can hear it whispering again. That night, they took him underground, beneath Wakanda. Inside a vibranium-sealed chamber lined with dampeners, Bruce sat alone. Shuri monitored him through a reinforced glass wall. What are the odds he stays himself? Sam asked. Less than 50%, Shuri said softly. But if he turns again, we'll have a 10-second window to contain or neutralize. And if we miss that window? Carol asked. We lose a city. Inside the chamber, Bruce stared at the wall. His own reflection didn't feel like his. He pressed a hand to the glass. The veins beneath his skin shimmered, like circuitry made of shadow. I know you're still in there, he whispered to the thing. I know you're listening. No answer. He closed his eyes, and that's when he heard it again. A voice, not loud, not cruel, just hungry. You were angry like a skin. You made yourself hollow, and I moved in. Bruce's heartbeat thundered. You don't remember what you let me do you? Suddenly, red sirens lit up the chamber. Shuri's reading spiked. Gamma saturation, critical. Cellular distortion, rising. Black star pulse, active. Inside the glass chamber, Bruce arched backward, screaming not in rage, but in terror. His back split open. Not fully, just enough to reveal something beneath the skin. Something with eyes. Strange slammed his staff into the ground. Get him out, now. Thor raised Stormbreaker. If we're wrong, we won't be, Tony snapped. We bring him back. Again. The chamber exploded. Out of the dust stumbled Bruce, barely conscious, coughing blood. Carol caught him. You're okay. You're here. He shook his head. No, you don't get it. It was never one thing inside me. What are you saying? Sam asked. Bruce looked at them, terrified. The Black Star is a hive, and I was just the first host. Far above Earth, something drifted into orbit. A piece of space rock. Noah seed. Black. Veined. Pulsing green. And on its surface, carved in spirals. Next, the Earth's sky cracked into. Not with thunder. Not with invasion. But with arrival. The seed that drifted into orbit bloomed. Slowly, silently, from its folds emerged others, each pulsing with the same black-veined glow. Smaller than the first. Faster. Smarter. The hive wasn't coming. It was already here. In Wakanda, Bruce collapsed to his knees as a scream, not his own, tore through his chest. Dozens of new gamma spikes hit the radar, each in separate corners of the world. New hosts? Shuri asked. No, Strange said darkly. New scouts? Rhodey's eyes narrowed. Then what's their mission? Bruce's voice shook. To find more like me. In Times Square, one seed struck asphalt and walked out in seconds. Not as Hulk. Not as anything recognizable. Just pure skin, stretched over rage. A mimic, a corrupted echo. Police opened fire. It smiled and kept walking through the bullets. Carol flew faster than she ever had, blasting the mimic into a crater. But two more replaced it within minutes. They're cloning personalities, she gasped in the comms. Not just gamma. Memories? Movements? Weaknesses? Tony's voice buzzed in her ear. How the hell do they know our playbook? Thor answered grimly. Because they've warned us before. Strange opened a portal above the Black Star, fragments drifting into the atmosphere. He stared, horrified, as shapes formed mid-air, each with faint outlines of past Avengers. One even wore his cape. They're not just duplicating power, he muttered. They're duplicating regret, feeding on the trauma of the originals. Tony looked over at Bruce. You said it was a hive. Does it have a name? Bruce nodded slowly, eyes hollow. Yes. What is it? His jaw tightened. The grinning core. In a final emergency summit, the team stood together, battered, scattered, alive. Strange laid the plan bare. We can't destroy the hive. It's not a structure. It's a frequency, a collective memory stretching across dimensions. Then how do we fight it? Sam asked. We don't fight them, Strange said. We fight it. We go back to the Black Star. Back. Carol snapped. You saw what it did to him. Thor raised Stormbreaker. Then we go together this time. Bruce looked up. I'll take you in. Tony frowned. You sure? I've worn it before, Bruce said. Now where's part of me? He stood. Let's show what pain really feels like. Strange opened the rift. One by one, they stepped through, into blackness, into gravity that pulled on their memories, into a place where every heartbeat screamed with guilt. The black star pulsed with echoes of them. Ghosts made of betrayal, grief, rage. The core was watching. And then it spoke. Welcome back, rage thing. Did you bring friends? It struck instantly. Corrupted hulks, ghost visions of Natasha, mirror versions of Tony. Every failure, every lie, every secret they ever buried became flesh. But the Avengers didn't run. They burned through the nightmare. Carol lit the darkness like a second sun. Thor shattered illusions with thunderous screams. Tony rewrote the battlefield with nanotech chess. Strange bound the stars in ancient chains. And at the center of it all, Bruce stood still, face calm, voice clear. You took my rage, but you never understood my control. Then he ripped open his chest. Green, red, black, all of it poured out like a supernova of memory. And the core screamed, because Banner didn't come to fight. He came to infect it back. The star imploded, not from force, from fear, because for the first time it felt vulnerability. It felt what Hulk had felt, and it couldn't bear it. Back on Earth, the mimics collapsed. The sky cleared. The gamma readings vanished. Silence? Real this time. Bruce awoke in a hospital bed in Wakanda. Alive. His reflection looked back at him. No veins, no whispers, just peace. Tony walked in and tossed him a protein bar. No more space missions for you. Bruce smiled weakly. Agreed, then paused. You hear that? Tony raised a brow. Hear what? Bruce exhaled. Nothing.